Welcome to this MoneyDoodleLab explainer. We're diving straight into the ultimate modern blueprint for long-term wealth creation. Today, I'm going to walk you through the exact mechanics of building a highly profitable one-person business using today's absolute best digital tools. We're talking about achieving real, life-changing financial freedom, completely bypassing the headaches of traditional corporate management. Think about it. What if $1 million business didn't need $1 million team? For decades, scaling your income meant scaling your stress. It meant hiring more people, renting massive office spaces, and begging for millions in startup capital. But what if I told you the rules of wealth building have fundamentally changed? Today, massive capital and huge teams are no longer the gatekeepers to creating serious wealth. A whole new generation of entrepreneurs is proving every single day that one focused person can generate incredible revenue entirely on their own. Here is our exact roadmap for getting there. 1. The Solopreneur revolution. 2. The myth of bigger. 3. The modern digital toolkit. 4. 4 profitable business models. 5. Building trust in niches. And 6. The $1 million roadmap. Let's kick things off with part 1, the Solopreneur revolution. So, a solopreneur isn't just a glorified freelancer. It's a completely different mindset. We're talking about someone who operates a business completely independently, heavily leveraging tech and automation to keep their operations incredibly lean. Whether you're a content creator, a newsletter publisher, an e-commerce seller, or a software dev, your ultimate goal isn't to build some bloated corporation. Your goal is to build a high-profit engine that grants you absolute lifestyle freedom. Because at the end of the day, time freedom and high profit margins are prized way above corporate size. Moving right along to part 2, the myth of bigger. We've all been conditioned to believe that success equals a huge, fancy office and hundreds of employees. But traditional scale, it brings heavy payrolls, endless meetings, and terrifyingly high operational stress. Now, look at the Solopreneur model. By maintaining incredibly low expenses, you unlock massive profit margins and maximum flexibility. Sure, your gross revenue might be smaller on paper, but your actual take-home profit and, frankly, your peace of mind are significantly higher. The crucial difference really comes down to the math. Imagine pulling in $500,000 a year. Because your operations are so lean, we're basically just talking about software subscriptions here, you get to keep the vast majority of that money. Now, compare that to a stressed-out traditional business owner who's generating $5 million in gross revenue, but they're completely drowning in overhead, payroll, and rent. Who's actually wealthier? In the game of wealth building, profit always matters more than gross revenue, and freedom matters way more than outward appearances. Which brings us to part 3, the modern digital toolkit. 20 years ago, working alone at this kind of scale was literally impossible. But today, you have AI assistants that easily handle the heavy lifting of research, writing, and customer support. You've got automation platforms running in the background, processing orders and sending emails while you are literally fast asleep. And you have digital payment systems instantly clearing global transactions without you lifting a finger. Tasks that used to require a whole team of employees are now handled by software subscriptions that cost less than a dinner out. The internet is absolutely your ultimate accelerator. Now, let's get practical with part 4, 4 profitable business models. Here are 4 highly actionable income pillars that are tailor-made for the solopreneur. Number 1, digital products like ebooks, templates, or design assets. The absolute genius here is scalability. You create the product exactly once and you can sell it an infinite number of times without adding a single employee. Number 2, online education. If you're skilled in personal finance, graphic design, maybe a foreign language, you can build courses and coaching programs that generate massive recurring revenue. Number 3, niche software and apps. Even a really simple, highly focused tool that just saves people time can turn into an incredibly profitable asset. And number 4, content-based businesses. By creating content, you're building a digital asset that continuously attracts sponsorships, affiliate income, and product sales. These are your foundational vehicles for achieving financial freedom. Next up, Part 5, building trust and niches. Listen, this is probably the single most important lesson for anyone starting out. Aspiring entrepreneurs so often make the fatal mistake of spending months building a product in secret, only to finally launch it to absolute silence. Successful solopreneurs do the exact opposite. They build the audience first. Why? Because while products solve problems, an audience will actually tell you exactly what problems they are willing to pay to solve. By building an audience first, whether that's on YouTube, LinkedIn, or through a newsletter, you build genuine trust. And once you have trust, even the simplest products will thrive. But as you're building that audience, you have to narrow your focus. If you try to enter a broad market like general fitness or generic business advice, you are competing against massive established corporations. You're just going to blend in. But what happens when you pivot to a specific niche? Something like fitness for truck drivers or business advice for freelance designers. The narrower your focus, the easier it becomes to stand out, attract a deeply loyal audience, and just completely dominate that market. The richest opportunities always exist within highly specific niches. And that brings us to a major truth about wealth building. Consistency almost always outperforms talent. People love to imagine that successful entrepreneurs just possess some kind of magical genius. But in reality, the creator who simply publishes one valuable video or one insightful newsletter every single week for 3 years, they will massively outperform the genius who works intensely for a month and then burns out. Success is rarely an explosive overnight event. It's cumulative. It's literally the compound interest of your daily habits, creating enormous, undeniable results. Finally, Part 6, the $1 Million Roadmap. Let's walk through this slow, sustainable 4-year progression toward massive financial freedom. Because $1 million solo business does not happen overnight. In year 1, your sole focus is learning valuable skills, creating consistent content, and building that audience. You're just laying the foundation. In year 2, you finally launch your first product to that audience, dial in your marketing, and gather crucial feedback. By year 3, you're refining your systems, utilizing those automation tools we talked about, and expanding your product line. And finally, by year 4 and beyond, you aggressively scale through digital leverage and start building heavy recurring revenue. Slow, methodical growth creates incredibly strong, sustainable, and highly profitable businesses. Technology has completely leveled the playing field. It's made it entirely possible to achieve levels of wealth that once required a sprawling corporate organization. You don't need dozens of employees anymore. You just need a valuable skill, a focused niche, and the relentless discipline to consistently show up. The tools to create value at a massive scale are literally already sitting on your laptop, waiting for you to use them. So, if the modern blueprint for $1 million business is this accessible, what's the one thing holding you back from building your empire today? Keep learning, keep building, and we'll see you in the next explainer.